Now, I subscribe to a very basic rule. If people are trying to keep a guy out of a conversation, whether I agree with him or disagree with him, that's usually a guy worth listening to. So this is Brett Cooper talking about some of those people, one of them being Randy Fine. If you don't know who Randy Fine is a congressman who took a wrong turn and he missed the Knesset because he really should be a parliamentarian in Israel. He is as Israel first gets. And this is what Brett Cooper had to say about Randy Fine.
But this whole thing is also just frankly comical. A room of 200 people coming together to shit on a podcaster. This is not serious behavior. But again, who is surprised when it comes to these characters? Randy Fine, if you don't know who he is, he's a representative from Florida. He's the same guy who bragged about not washing his hands after he had a handshake with Netanyahu. He's repeatedly...
Jesus. What a fucking weirdo. He's like Marsha Brady. I'm never going to wash this cheek again. Oh, my God. Netanyahu had the blood of a Palestinian child on his hand when he shook mine. I just licked my fingers clean. We love it so much.
Introduce bills to criminalize anti-Semitism, infringing upon free speech. He obviously, I'm sorry to say, but he obviously cares more about Israel than he does, principles like free speech. So, buddy, my advice to you, Randy Fine, is just move to Israel at this.
Fucking based. All right. Brett Cooper. Well, if you were wondering if she works for the Daily Wire still, that should answer it for you. Wow, you should just move to Israel. So she's kind of giving him the go back to your country bit. I don't know. I like it. I'm for it. She got a lot of shit for that online, too. I mean, not a lot of shit. You can just ignore it. But, a lot of people complained about that one. Good for her. What else?
Considering you had to go through anger management classes a few years ago, I genuinely think you would probably be happier if you just moved to Israel. And that's not a dig at him. That's just a fact. It's a nudge of encouragement. I want everybody to be happy. I want everybody to be healthy. I think you would be happier if you just moved to Israel. You could be over there singing songs with Mike Huckabee.
I like her. Well, the thing is, though, if they go and move to Israel, Israel's a very small country with a much smaller GDP. But if they suckle onto this country, they can use our $30 trillion a year GDP, and they can use our economy to suck it dry and get what they can from that and give it to their friends in Israel and in the military-industrial complex. Ain't that something? Gaza with $2 says, praise Christ. F these false chosen. Well, I agree with that. That first part is very nice. Skybrick with $2 says, don't taunt Shulies. I make money from this stock market. Sorry. I apologize. I didn't want to go too hard in the paint for you. I ain't trying to fuck with anybody's money. $1 from Rusty Grammar. He says, Aaron wants us to believe he's never been in a shower with another man. To the suds rolling down the crack of his ass. We believe him, right? Why? That's too graphic, and no. $5 from Miss Tay says, Randy should only be a verb, never a noun. Ooh, I'd hate to see Randy Fine Randy. No thanks. In this case, I'm glad it's just a noun. Not 2:30, 1:30. Away from our final goal of the evening shows. Thank you very much. 1:30 away from tonight. Hooters Girl says, speeding your voice up makes you sound just like Ben Shapiro. Well, there we go. So she did another one. She did a couple of clips here. This one, this person who posted it said, if you were wondering why Brett Cooper left the Daily Wire, look no further. She just wanted to tell the truth. Kudos to her. All right, continue, Brett.
You are so blinded by your ridiculous, insane hatred of Tucker Carlson that you cannot see how irresponsible and hypocritical you are being.
She said Nazi, get her.
These tweets from Ted Cruz, I'm going to read you next, are a great example of this. So just a month ago, he tweeted this. He said, they don't kill you because you're a Nazi. They call you a Nazi so they can kill you.
Oh, my God. I totally agree with that. That's a great point Ted Cruz makes. I hope he doesn't throw his back out twisting too far so that he can defend Israel and Zionism by calling someone else a Nazi. That would be so fucking embarrassing for Ted Cruz. I'm sorry, Brett. Continue. What else do you have to say?
Political violence is a left-wing phenomenon. Enough is enough. We need to shut it down. And then in response to Fuentes and Tucker this week, he tweeted this: Trump's bombing of the Ayatollah's nuclear facilities made the little Nazi mad.
But Ted, you said that if someone was a Nazi, that they were just trying to kill them, that they were just diminishing them to try and. But when the Israelis do something, then anyone who's critical of them, then they're not. Wait a minute. I'm starting to think this guy might be a stinky, shitty hypocrite. Whoa. I'm sorry, Brett. Continue.
Good. So now you're turning around and you're calling somebody that you don't like a Nazi. You're doing this out of blind rage because you're so angry that the conservative base's attitudes are rapidly changing, that Nick Fuentes is getting national attention, and so you have turned around and in response, you are compromising your own values and anger, which is such a dangerous precedent to set. And unfortunately for you guys, yes, the attitudes are changing. So again, it makes sense why this group is incredibly frantic.
They've lost the youth forever. The pro-Israel lobby. They've lost them forever. They're not coming back. There's no putting that. Like, the best they can hope for is for widespread indifference at this point. Because there's a lot of people who are just mad. You know, our taxpayer dollars go to fund their wars. And then the backlash from those wars are things like 9/11 that they don't fucking bother to tell us about. Oh, so there's a lot of reasons to be really angry with Israel and hate Israel if you're an American. So I think the best these guys can hope for, these old neocon shitheads, the best they can hope for from Gen Z and millennials is that we're just indifferent. Because if you really want to push us to have an opinion on this issue, I don't think you're going to like where that goes. I don't think you're going to like where that goes. My Lost Interest says, not enough forehead, Aaron. Why? Look, I do not. Foreheads are not a thing with me. All right. Foreheads are not a thing with me. It's incidental. It's something that, you know, it's come up a couple of times. I'm not a forehead man. Let's go look at who I think is one of the most beautiful celebrities of my time. And let's see if she has a large forehead. Let's put this to bed once and for all. If you ask me, Scarlett Johansson has an incredibly normal forehead. That is a normal foreheaded lady. It's not large. It's not small. It's, this picture, it does look it's not important. My point is, I do not consider the forehead when I consider the attractiveness of a mate. And no, MSO, I am not more of a foreskin type person. Thank you very much. Gray Duckling with $5 says she's actually really pretty, but her mouth that just keeps going and going and going and going. There's nothing. She's fine. Nothing wrong with her. Thank you for the $5, Gray Duckling. I appreciate it. You guys are doing this 5 at a time. We've had 120 tonight. That's it. And we're down to 125. We're also 79 gifted memberships on Rumble away from 400. I really want to get to 400 this week because then I think next week we have no expirations and we can very easily hit that 500 mark. So there's that. 125 away from tonight and 79 away from 400. Wilt Chamberlain says Scarlett Johansson is a complete smoke show. Yes, of course. I mean, I almost feel like I'm cheating. Not on my significant other, but like I'm cheating in terms of, name an attractive celebrity. I feel like Scarlett Johansson is like a universal get out of an opinion free card. You know? By the way, I got to update Gray Duckling, as he's now grown his lead to 158. He gave $1 earlier than that 5. Sanford Sun is in second tonight at $1.40. Kmart Ready, who got this by tribute, is at 110. TDR Shit Show at 75. And Amateur Anth at 70 is in central booking. Hunter with $2 says, she's fine, said Aaron how many times? She's fine. What? Brett Cooper? She is. I like Brett Cooper. Sabrina Carpenter is hot. You know, I've never really looked at. What is Sabrina Carpenter? She's a singer, right? I'm not into like that kind of music. I mean, she's cute. There's not, I mean, I can't say anything negative about Sabrina Carpenter.